Hello, I'm Chris. I'm a content editor and content specialist at Classroom Secret, and I'm going to introduce you to our Mistake Investigators resources for maths. These are resources that are designed to promote reasoning and problem solving. Each sheet is made of 4 questions that have been answered by a child, shown by a hand icon holding a pencil. 3 of the 4 questions have been answered incorrectly, often using common misconceptions linked to the area, and 1 has been answered correctly. The aim of the resource is for children to use their reasoning skills to work out which questions have been solved incorrectly and what the correct answer should be, enabling you as a teacher to identify any deeper misconceptions that pupils may have. Let's look at a resource in more detail. Here is a Year 5 Mistake Investigators resource for addition and subtraction, which is the second unit of the autumn term for Year 5 following the Classroom Secrets math scheme. Each national curriculum objective that this unit covers has its own sheet, meaning that you can target specific children with particular objectives if needed, or revisit certain objectives later in the year for retrieval practice, for example. This addition and subtraction unit is made up of 4 objectives, so is therefore 4 sheets. Depending on the unit, the resource could have fewer or more sheets than this, but each sheet always has 4 questions. Each sheet is designed for you to print out and use as quickly as possible, saving you time. We have designed them like this so that they reduce cognitive load by homing in on one concept at a time within the sheet. So question 1 will have a specific misconception, question 2 will have a different misconception, and so on. The sheets are also styled to reduce cognitive load with a tidy format that focuses on the misconception only each time, thereby also developing metacognition about the mistake. All answers are also provided, with an explanation of what the mistake is, making your marking easier. These are written in language that is easy for children to understand, meaning that there are opportunities for self or peer marking. Let's look at this Year 5 addition and subtraction a bit more closely, with good old addition and subtraction column methods on page 2 of this Mistake Investigators resource. Here you can see the objective title in a large and clear font with a brief introduction. Each question has been answered by a child, with the hand icon showing where this answer has been written and a handwriting type font indicating this further. As mentioned, one of these 4 questions is actually correct. This is based on research where, rather than children being told that all 4 are incorrect, testing theories and unpicking what has been done in each question in case it has been answered correctly strengthens understanding. As a teacher, there are different ways I could now use this once children are familiar with what to do. I could use it within a lesson as extension work, for all children as teaching for mastery, for greater depth children to challenge their reasoning, for an oracy opportunity at the end of a lesson by displaying specific questions on the interactive whiteboard, or as one of those activities that's in your back pocket if the lesson needs adapting. Alternatively, the entire resource could be used for assessment after completing a unit. They could also be used for intervention work or for guided group work, or beyond the classroom by tutors or parents to help children with misconceptions in specific parts of the Maths National Curriculum. The questions are all different styles, providing familiarity to different contexts and aligning with the types of questions seen in assessments such as SATs. They also provide the opportunity to reason mathematically, include mathematical vocabulary within explanations, work systematically to identify errors, and build resilience when children themselves make errors. They help children develop their metacognition about an area of math they are already familiar with as they reflect on what went wrong and, more importantly, why. Let's look at question 1 in a bit more detail as an example. At first glance, it doesn't look like there are any errors here because the answer is probably about right as a total for these 2 numbers, so I'm going to have to work systematically. So 1 add 6 is 7, 3 add 4, 30 add 40, 7, 2 add 9, 11, 9 add... Okay, so the error is here in the thousands column. The child answering has put, as we can see by the font, 9 add 8 is 17, or 9,000 add 8,000 is 17,000, and the 1,000 there at the bottom of the thousands column from adding up in the hundreds has not been added on. If I double check the answer sheet, the 100 that's been carried at the bottom of the thousands column because it's been carried as 100 because there are too many hundreds to that column hasn't been added. The correct answer is 98,177. Really important to point that out, that the correct answer is given each time to again make marking straightforward for you. If I go back to the sheet, Question 2 is one of those common SATs style questions where a talking head is sharing a misconception for children to unpick, which in this example is actually the one correct answer. The child has correctly explained what Felix did incorrectly. Once children have realised this, they will therefore know that question 3 and 4 will both be incorrect, but must work out how. Question 3 is another common mistake where the operation has not been considered and the numbers have been added rather than subtracted. And question 4 has been answered correctly to begin with, but partway through the child answering has changed to add rather than subtract. Note that these mistakes within this one objective on this one sheet are all different to really deepen understanding. If I scroll through to page 3, and then to page 4, you can see there are different question types here to on page 2 to achieve the different objectives but also provide a breadth of understanding. Our Mistake Investigators resource line is constantly being updated, with resource being added to our website this week alone for addition and subtraction in year 1, fractions in year 2, multiplication and division in both years 3 and year 4, and statistics in year 5. Every unit for every year group will have a Mistake Investigators resource available by the middle of October, which is very exciting. Currently, they can be found by searching, but a website update due soon means they will be available within the scheme page too. With all Year 6 Mistake Investigators already online and many available for other year groups, you can easily incorporate these into your maths practice and help children achieve success through mastery, discussion, oracy and reasoning. I hope these will be of use to you. Enjoy investigating maths deeper in your classroom.